Mastering the Cia Triad, the foundation of cybersecurity. The Cia Triad, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, is the absolute bedrock of network security and systems administration. Whether you are safeguarding an enterprise network or preparing for professional certifications like CASNB, CCNA, or Security Plus, every security control, policy, or protocol you encounter directly maps back to one of these three core pillars. 1. Confidentiality, keeping data secret. Confidentiality ensures that sensitive data is accessible only to authorized users, processes, or devices. It focuses on preventing unauthorized disclosure, whether intentional, such as malicious packet sniffing, or accidental, such as misconfigured file permissions. Deep dive techniques and technologies. Encryption, symmetric versus asymmetric. Encryption converts plain text into unreadable ciphertext using mathematical algorithms. Symmetric encryption, example AES, uses the same secret key for both encryption and decryption. It is incredibly fast and highly efficient for bulk data, such as encrypting an entire hard drive using BitLocker or securing files within a local NTFS file system. Asymmetric encryption, example RSA, uses a mathematically linked key pair consisting of a public key, shared with everyone to encrypt data, and a private key, kept strictly secret to decrypt data. This is the foundation of secure internet communication, used during the initial handshake of SSL/TLS and VPN sessions to safely exchange symmetric keys over an untrusted network. Identity and access management, IAM. Authentication, who are you, proven via something you know, passwords, something you have, smart cards/tokens, or something you are, biometrics. Technologies like Kerberos act as the central authentication protocol in Windows Active Directory environments, issuing time-sensitive tickets to verify user identities without sending passwords over the network. Authorization, what are you allowed to do, controlled via paradigms like role-based access control, RBAC, which assigns permissions to specific job functions rather than individual users, simplifying the enforcement of the least privilege and need-to-know policies. Network layer security, access control lists, ACLS, on routers and firewalls filter traffic by source/destination IP addresses or port numbers, creating strict network segmentation to ensure unauthorized users cannot cross into sensitive zones. 2. Integrity, keeping data accurate. Integrity guarantees that data remains accurate, complete, and unaltered throughout its entire life cycle. It ensures that information has not been modified, deleted, or corrupted by unauthorized actors, system glitches, or malicious code. Deep dive techniques and technologies. Hashing, the digital fingerprint. A cryptographic hash function takes data of any size and outputs a fixed length string of characters, a digest. The process is one way, you cannot reverse a hash back into the original data, and deterministic, the same input always produces the exact same hash. If even a single bit of a file changes, the resulting hash changes completely, known as the avalanche effect. SHA-256 and SHA-3, standard algorithms used to verify file integrity. When downloading firmware for a router or an operating system image, vendors provide a SHA-256 string. Running the file through a hashing tool on your local machine and comparing it to the vendor's string ensures the file hasn't been corrupted or bundled with malware during transit. Digital signatures and certificates. A digital signature provides integrity, authentication, and non-repudiation, proving who sent the data so they cannot deny it. Digital signature equals private key x hash, data. 1. The sender calculates a hash of a document and encrypts that hash using their private key. 2. The recipient decrypts the hash using the sender's public key, contained within a trusted digital certificate. 3. The recipient calculates the document's hash locally. If the decrypted hash matches the calculated hash, it proves the data was sent by the actual key holder and has not changed by even a single character. Monitoring and validation. File integrity monitoring, FIM tools like Tripwire constantly scan system files, registries, and directories against a known baseline. Any unauthorized modification triggers an immediate alert in the administrative console. Auditing and logging, the Windows Event Viewer and centralized syslog servers record structural events and system modifications, providing an immutable paper trail to investigate unauthorized insider modifications or external exploits like SQL injection. 3. Availability, keeping systems accessible. Availability ensures that networks, systems, applications, and data are constantly accessible to authorized users exactly when they need them. A perfectly encrypted, completely accurate database is useless if a hardware crash or a network assault renders it offline. Deep dive techniques and technologies. Redundancy and fault tolerance. Fault tolerance is the capacity of a system to continue operating seamlessly even if one or more internal components fail entirely. Storage redundancy. RAID redundant array of independent disks combines multiple physical hard drives into a single logical unit. For example, RAID 1 mirrors data across 2 drives, while RAID 5 stripes data across 3 or more drives along with parity information. If a single drive suffers a physical-mechanical failure, the system stays online without data loss. Power redundancy, uninterruptible power supplies, UPS, and backup generators shield critical network infrastructure and servers from power surges, sags, and complete grid failures. Server redundancy, failover clustering groups multiple independent servers, nodes, together. If an active server running a critical service crashes, a passive node instantly assumes the workload, failover, with virtually zero downtime for end users. Disaster recovery and continuity. Data backups, utilizing dedicated backup solutions like Veeam, Windows Server Backup, or cloud infrastructure like Azure Backup ensures a clean, historical copy of data exists outside the primary system. This is the primary defense against ransomware, allowing organizations to restore unencrypted data rather than paying a ransom. Proactive system maintenance, regular patch management fixes software vulnerabilities before attackers can leverage them in denial of service, DOS/DDoS, attacks designed to deplete system resources and crash enterprise networks. Technical concept mapping. To visualize how these concepts operate simultaneously in production environments, look at how everyday enterprise tools split across the 3 distinct domains. Technology element, Active Directory/GPO. Confidentiality focus, restricts folder access using fine-grained NTFS permissions. Integrity focus, controls who can modify system registries or server configurations. Availability focus, automates the deployment of critical security patches to prevent crashes. Technology element, IPsec VPN tunnel. Confidentiality focus, encrypts packet payloads using high-grade AES encryption. Integrity focus, uses HMAC, keyed hashes, to guarantee packets aren't altered in transit. Availability focus, supports dead peer detection to instantly rebuild broken links. Technology element, SQL database server. Confidentiality focus, restricts direct data viewing via column masking and view permissions. Integrity focus, enforces strict foreign key constraints to maintain data relationships. Availability focus, deploys on active-passive clusters to survive localized hardware drops. Diagnostic knowledge check. Test your understanding of how these controls interact in practical scenarios. Scenario: a system administrator sets up a daily automated backup of an organization's central database server. The backup files are immediately processed into a SHA-256 hashing algorithm, and the resulting digests are logged to a read-only tracking file. Finally, the backup files are encrypted with AES-256 before being transferred across a secure network connection to an off-site cloud storage vault. Review questions. 1. Which specific action in this scenario directly addresses the integrity of the backup data? 2. Why is the backup data encrypted with AES-256 after the hashing process is completed, rather than just relying on the encrypted transit connection? 3. If an attacker launches a successful DDoS attack against the primary database server, which pillar of the triad is broken, and how does this backup setup help restore normal operations? End of lesson.